Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be talking about Tasi and the hotfix and then kind of reversal which happened. Because Tasi honestly has been one of the most dominant heroes in this season. For AFK stage pushing, she is unmatched in the lightbearer buff tile team. And then in even Supreme Arena or regular arena on the energy tiles, she is a really good and strong hero. So there was basically a bug which was causing Tasi on lightbearer buff tiles to sometimes have two shadows casting their ultimate after she casted her ultimate, which is definitely not intended, because you should only have one shadow following up ultimate casting after Tasi. This made her really powerful for talent stage pushing in AFK stages. Then what happened was the developers wanted to fix this bug, but they also wanted to change, because basically increasing the ultimate power for Tasi, if we take a look at her, it prolongs the duration of her hypnotization with Eternal Dreamscape and also increases the damage multiplier. But it wasn't working properly with the lightbearer buff tiles because of the bug that was there as well. Basically, when you would give her ultimate power on the lightbearer buff tiles, it would actually be worse for your team than if you didn't give her ultimate power. So it was a really awkward sort of situation. So they changed that with a hotfix that they sent to our mails yesterday, and they said that they fixed an issue where ultimate power did not correctly enhance the ultimate cast by Tasi's shadow when she carried the lightbearer faction talent, so that the shadow would have only had like a 3.5 second duration instead of a 6 second duration. And they also fixed the issue where the lightbearer faction talent effect would trigger an additional time, so like an additional, like the second shadow basically, when carried by Tasi on the lightbearer buff tiles if her ultimate was interrupted before the animation ended, causing enemies to be controlled for an excessive amount of time. And that is why she was so dominant for talent stages. So after this hotfix, then people were upset because it made Tasi a lot worse for AFK stage pushing, basically not as functional as she is now. And people were upset about that. And then really, like, generously of the developers, what they did was, if we move over here to the notices, they did the Tasi skill anomaly issue. Basically, they rolled back the change, although the ultimate power effect bonus is still going to happen. So basically, Tasi and her shadow, or however many shadows she summons, they're going to have the 6 second hypnotization with the ultimate power. That is, so already it's a buff. And then, but now for AFK stages and dura trials, they have reverted it back to the bugged version, basically with the two shadows casting ultimate for incredible like duration of crowd control and also damage. So this is crazy. Like, it's really a good thing. Now for AFK stages dura trials, Tasi is going to be as strong as before, and with the ultimate power, actually she's going to be even better in both of these modes. However, one thing to note is that for Supreme Arena, they haven't mentioned Supreme Arena. So previously, sometimes Tasi was used on lightbearer buff tiles in Supreme Arena. I think that is going to be weaker now that that is basically, this bug has been fixed, but it has been reverted back to the double casting only for AFK stages and dura trials. If we read through all the information here, we fixed an issue regarding Tasi's skill that would cause Tasi to potentially unleash two additional ultimate skills on the lightbearer prime carrier, and could also lead to more serious issues in the future and with subsequent new game content, and definitely also in Supreme Arena. It's kind of like overpowered if you can also apply like the prolonged ultimate duration as well. Because of our poor consideration, we have overlooked the important role Tasi plays in player level pushing during the current season, making the PvE experience for players more affected after the fix. And to ensure smooth gameplay experience, we have reverted the fix for Tasi's skills in certain modes. Tasi's skill now functions as it did before the fix in these modes, but it doesn't say about Supreme Arena. In addition, the other fix about the ultimate attribute not enhancing the control duration of the extra release of lightbearer talent effect is still valid and will not be affected, so it will still have that prolonged duration. Basically, we get the best of both worlds. However, for Supreme Arena, I think lightbearer Tasi is probably going to be weaker, because it seems like she's not going to get the potential second shadow ultimate cast. So I would try, but Tasi is really strong in Supreme Arena on the Mauler buff tiles as well, or even off the buff tile. So I think overall, this just leads me to believe that the best charms now for Tasi are going to be the ones we were speculating at the beginning, which are the blast charms, because this is going to increase her attack for damage and increase her ultimate power for prolonging the duration of her hypnotization. And now it's going to trigger properly on her cast and her shadow cast. And in AFK stages and dura trials, you're going to actually have potentially up to 2 shadows casting this with the prolonged duration of the hypnotization, which is even crazier than before. So in every way, basically, this is a win. Tasi with Blast Charms is going to be the way to go. And pretty much no question about that. Like, Sorcery Charms also give ultimate power, and so you can consider them. But I think the attack is going to ramp up her damage from Eternal Dreamscape more. And this is one of the major ways she has of killing opponents. Although her Dream Dance also hits really hard. And you can increase the multipliers of increasing the damage to a percentage of her consumed HP, but from 140 to 190%. So yeah, it's a question of how much you think, which one you think is actually going to be better for her. But I feel like Blast Charm is going to be better and more damage. But both would be good options. Basically, you just want to give her ultimate power to prolong the duration. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to show you my replays for this week in Supreme Arena, because like I showed you at the beginning of this week, I've been testing a team with Tasi on the energy tiles, and it has worked out really well for me. This team, on all the attacks I've faced, even sometimes people who defeat me, this team has never lost even one time, which is really amazing. And so Tasi on this energy tile, also on this one. Basically, when the enemy has Lily May, they interrupt Elsa rather than my Tasi, so she's free to ult. My Lily May is going to interrupt one of their energy tile heroes, and then we have a lot of other damage threats, Resonating Spell on Odie, for example. This is also a team where I could run Frontline Spell, because you have your enemies running into enemy, your allies running into enemy team really, like, right at the beginning of the match. So I would definitely recommend Frontline Spell here if you wanted to use Resonating Spell on another team. But for me, this one's working. Okay, so now we're going to watch all the different replays we have. So, so I'm going to begin it off with the people who are in the top 5. So the Troll is always consistently in the top 5, and he has well-built heroes. He brought in Taline, Damien with the Paragon 1 Tasi team, Iron and Lily May. Let's go ahead and take a look at this replay. Okay, so we interrupt. Okay, my Elsa gets interrupted, and our Lily May interrupts their Taline. My Tasi casts her ultimate, getting the unaffected, like, or getting the hypnotization before the enemy can do anything, which is a huge, like, power swing from my team. Now his Tasi is able to cast ultimate, but it's kind of too late. Everyone is pretty much dead on their team, and also we have the unaffected Mauler buff tile. So this was like a really convincing win and really strong. Let's move on to the next one. So here he even beat me, but even then again on the final team we still managed to win it. So we interrupt the Tasi, and they interrupt my Elsa. Now in this position, he actually casts his Tasi ultimate first, which you would think, okay, well, then it's game over for me. But the thing is, Tasi is able to now bounce back, cast her ultimate. We're immune to fatal damage with the Odie and the Smokey. And I think they're both alive, right? Yeah, they're still both alive, getting off their damage, and we're able to bounce back and win, even by casting Tasi ultimate second. So that is also really amazing, that if you're able to get a victory when you cast your ultimate second with Tasi. It is definitely because of the Mauler buff tiles countering the opponent Tasi type of, like, control effects. And it's actually really close here. It's really close, but in the end, my Tasi somehow clutches it. Because at 3 enemies, I wouldn't think I would manage to win this, but somehow it happens. Yeah, I think, and really, wait, what? Wait, that is weird. Why? That doesn't make sense, because it said that we won it, but in the end, he actually ended up winning it. Okay, so taking a look at the next replay, this time he brought Fiestro, Taline, Scarlita, Harak with Haywin. Let's see what happens here. Now here the thing is, my Tasi will be able to cast her ultimate right at the beginning of the match. Now the green team is our side, and we're going to get the hypnotization. The opponent is not immune with his buff tiles or with his, there's no Valor Shield spells, so that's kind of a problem for him. I execute the Taline after she casts her ultimate, and we take down the Harak because Tasi weakened down the Harak by enough. And keep in mind, I do not have Blast Charms yet. When I have Blast Charms on Tasi, this team is going to become even stronger. Especially on the energy tiles, because you can position your, like another hero in the back, on the back energy tile to take the Lily May interruption, and then your Tasi will be able to cast her ability. And otherwise, the Mauler buff tile team is also a good option. Okay, and then when I attacked Worcester, I was testing some different defenses, and we beat his Lenya Mauler team with the Tasi team. Let's see what happens here. So my Tasi cast ultimate right at the beginning. It's only going to hypnotize like 3 of the enemies, but that's enough to actually nuke the Coco and the Shakir. And then we get like a really nice positioning here. So even if you can't hypnotize 2 of the enemies, still, you have a huge advantage by the Tasi instant ultimate. Issues with the replay, but the formation, okay. Well, anyway, I can't finish, but you guys basically saw what happened there. And then we have Monarch here. And he has the Lily May trying to interrupt my Tasi, but it will not work because it will always be on the Elsa. So this is why you always want to position basically 2 heroes, which both immediately cast ultimate at the beginning of the match, and put your backline one on your defense as the one that you don't care about being interrupted. Like Elsa, we don't care if she's interrupted. We just don't want Tasi to be ultimated. And then it's really strong. So like looking at all of that, it just shows you that Tasi is really good on energy tiles. I only have her at Supreme Plus, plus 10 exclusive equipment, and it is beating people who are even bringing in Paragon heroes, bringing in Mauler buff tile teams. So it's a really good option, to be honest. And I really think Frontline Spell actually would take it to another level. Because Resonating Spell is good for Odie, but Frontline Spell would be more for more damage for Tasi. Because we're going to be in the enemy side right from the beginning. So I'm going to switch this actually to Frontline Spell. This has to be better because you're going to have Smokey and Odie and Tasi going in right at the beginning, putting down the banner and getting that bonus damage dealt. And then we could put Resonating on another team, but I don't even want to. Like, I have my good artifacts on all the other teams. So Tasi on energy tiles is just insane on regular arena and in special and supreme arena. And if not the energy tiles, the next best option is to have her on the Mauler tiles, in my opinion, with the Resonating Spell, especially now after the lightbearer change and fix, and the fact that we have the charms to increase the ultimate duration. I think that Tasi on the ultimate on the Mauler buff tiles is going to be a better option for you guys to try. So basically just a video talking about Tasi and how things have changed for her, basically making it that for no matter which comp you're running her in, whether it's Lightbearer or Maulers, the Blast Charm is going to be the best for you for increasing your attack and ultimate power, or Sorcery Charm if you can't get the Blast Charm. But I'm going to make it a priority of mine to craft her charms because she's been doing really well for me in Supreme Arena. And I'm saving up my essence right now thinking about crafting her because she is one of the key PvP heroes for me. I need to do charms for my other PvP heroes. Like, you might look at this and be like, oh, Floribel, Scarlita, Vala, Sylvina, they're all complete. Damien, no, but they're not. They're on all broken sets right now. I need to get them a proper complete set. But I was just like, I was sweeping in a way to try and just get a mythic set for most of these heroes to get somewhat of an upgrade, and then eventually I'll get them a set effect as well. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about Tasi in the comment section down below and which teams you like to run her with. But this is overall great, and it's quite generous of the developers because they fixed a bug, but then they gave us back the benefits of that bug for the AFK stages and Dura trials, which are 2 really key game modes which people got Tasi for. So thanks for watching guys. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then everyone, peace out for now.